Welcome to Quality. In this video, I'm going to show you the dashboard section where you can get a complete real-time view of your project's testing status. In Quality, there are three types of dashboards: project, global, and customizable. Let's start with the project board. We can go to Dashboard and click on Project. The project dashboard gives you an overview of everything happening in your current project. At the top, you will see 4 key metrics at a glance: test scenarios, test cases, test case executions, and defects. If you want, you can filter, so not all the information is shown, but only the information you need. Below that, there is a really powerful feature. There is the executive summary. This is an artificial intelligence generated report that doesn't just show you data, it actually processes and analyzes it, giving you a narrative summary of the project testing progress, highlighting critical issues and providing insights that management needs to act on. You have up to 5 requests per day for this report. Just click Get Executive Summary and Quality's artificial intelligence will do the heavy work for you. For example, here we have that the resolution efficiency is very low, and it explains why it's giving this information. Also, there are a lot of reminding test cases that are not executed, and you have all the items you have to work on with a detail about that, and you can export the report to PDF. Then we have 3 tabs: Requirement, Test Cases, and Defects. Under Requirement tab, you will find the requirement test coverage chart. This shows how many test cases are linked to each requirement and how many have been executed. Looking at our data, we can see that Create New Group class has the most coverage. On the other hand, requirements like user registration, cancel reservation, and manage class reservation show very low or zero coverage, which tell us those areas still need attention. Now let's click on Test Cases tab. The first chart is a test case status, which shows the approval breakdown of your test cases. Next to it, Executed Test Cases breaks down execution result by cycle. We can see that Sprint 1 Cycle 1 had 1 pass and 1 fail. Sprint 1 Cycle 2 improved to 5 pass and 1 fail, and so on. Then we have the test cases progress, which you can filter by cycle, shows the cumulative number of test cases created versus executed over time. Then the test cases fail chart that tracks the failure percentage over time. Also the cumulative test cases execution, the test cases execution by status that you are also able to choose the cycle, and at the end you will find the assigned versus executed test cases. This chart shows the workload distribution per team member. In our case, one team member has 30 test cases assigned and executed, while the second team member shows no execution at all. This is a clear signal that the workload isn't balanced and that the second team member may need to be reassigned. And at the end of the page, you will find the members, the task, and the activity live feed of the latest activities performed in the project, giving you a full traceability of who did what and when. Now let's look at the global dashboard. Unlike the project dashboard, which focuses on a single project, the global dashboard gives you a consolidated view across all your projects at the same time. This is especially useful if you are managing multiple projects simultaneously and need a quick overview of everything in one picture. The global dashboard has 3 tabs: Defect, Test Cases, and Test Cases Execution. Let's start with the Defect tab. On the left side, you will see a summary showing that we have 12 total defects across all projects, with 3 still open defects, representing 25% of the total. On the right, you get a detailed table showing every defect with all its key attributes: project, defect ID, description, defect type, and all the information that is very useful. Looking at our data, you can filter this view by a specific project or by date range, which is really handy when you want to focus on a specific project at a time. And all of this data can be downloaded in CSV format using the Download Dashboard option. Moving to the Test Cases tab, we can see that across all projects we have 67 total test cases, 63 of which are approved, giving us a 94 approval rate, which is excellent. Let's remove the filter and search it again. And the table on the right shows each test case with its name, summary, priority, and other attributes. Finally, the Test Case Execution tabs gives you a global view of execution progress. In total, we have 64 test cases ready for execution across all projects, and 38 have been executed. That's 59% execution rate. The table breaks down each execution with the test cases. Just like other tabs, you can filter by project and date range and download everything in CSV. Now let's look at the third and final dashboard, that is the customizable dashboard. This is where you can build your own personalized dashboard from scratch, focusing on exactly the metrics that matter most to you. Whether you care most about requirements, test cases, or defect, you decide what goes on this dashboard. To add a new chart, click on New Graph, give it a name, select the entity you want to visualize, requirement, test cases, or defects, and choose the chart type. For example, let's choose defect and a bar chart, where we can add the status and the priority. And we will not add any filter, and let's call it defect status versus priority. Click on Save, and your chart is ready. You can remove it or you can download it. This makes sense. For example, the defects with a higher priority are closed. Let's create a new graph. Let's say defect last 10 days. The entity is the defect. The type is status aggregated progress chart. Number of days 10. We can preview this here and we can save. These charts are interactive. If you click and drag over a specific area of a chart, you can zoom in to get a closer look at a particular type or data segment. And when you are done, just press Reset Zoom to go back to the full view. As I mentioned, each chart you create can also be downloaded individually if you need to include it in a report or share it with the stakeholders. And if you no longer need a chart, you can simply delete it to keep your dashboard clean and focused. And that's all for this video. I hope you have enjoyed this video.